My friend excited me sent a video in the Skype chat, and all I saw was a new acronym. It said new. I saw the word new, an acronym NOS, and I saw Nintendo Switch, and I was like, oh my gosh, are they doing it? Are they making a new Nintendo Switch? Are they calling it the new overtly super Nintendo Switch or something? No. It's new operating system. It's some game you can get from the eShop on your Switch that lets you. It just lets you. It simulates a basic desktop computer, like the desktop of a computer. You can make like notes or stuff. Make like an errand list. Play a sliding puzzle, like sliding block puzzle. I'm very sad. Anyways, you know what I'm not sad about? The more Skyward Sword. Last time we went through the area Elton, seeing everything there was to see, narrowly avoiding lava. Only dipped in it once, actually, to be fair. We did catch on fire a lot though, running through super hot areas. So, oops. And fighting our way through moblin encampment after moblin encampment, all the while trying to tail some strange woman who seemed to know where Zelda was and helped us get to her, because we were completely blocked off and we actually had absolutely no way of crossing a bridge. So without her, we would have been. I'm noting that because it's actually going to come up. That's going to be important later. The fact that we had no way of getting even this far without help. So, but we've heard that Zelda is right up ahead. But before we go, I'm gonna go hit up, since I don't want to use this amiibo inside dungeons because I think that's a little cheap. I'm going to use it to poof up to the sky right before and use some of the stuff we got. We got like a bunch of ore, a bunch of materials of all kinds. So I'm gonna head off to Skyloft and I'll show you what upgrades we end up getting once we get there. I'll see you in a second. Okay, Gondo, let's see what you got. Shield hasn't taken any damage, which is good, but we will be upgrading it. I remember the first time around, I had an iron shield for a majority of the game on me. Thing never broke. Despite the fact that the shields have durability, I mean, like, durability is not something you typically would have to worry about all too much. At least in my opinion. I will say, obviously, the combat is way more extensive than it has been in the other games, but... Although Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask had its moments, for sure. Reinforced. Doesn't look too... Oh, actually, no, wait, it looks way different. It's a lot more elegant now. It's like full metal. It's not like metal pieces on corners and stuff. Nice. Yeah, I got some stuff. Well, so what does the next step up look like? More monster claws and some tumbleweeds. We still haven't ran into tumbleweeds. I actually honestly thought that tumbleweeds showed up in Elden, but I was wrong. Don't know, haven't seen dust relics. Again, tumbleweeds, which I think is hilarious. And then, we don't have anything for this one yet. Evil crystal, ancient flowers, and tumbleweeds. Oh well. That might be the only thing we got going here. I don't think we have enough bugs to upgrade our other potion, but in case we do. Nah. Need too many bugs. Sorry, sir. Okay. Well, with that, we can poof straight back down. Everybody ignore the strange blue woman. Indeed I am. Getting to just instantly teleport straight back to right where we were after landing here is really nice. It's another, you know, it's another remastered Zelda game that cuts out the exact kind of unnecessary time that you would want it to. Just like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Wind Waker with the cutting out a lot of travel time between replaying songs over and over again, changing wind with the and also increasing sail speed, and then Twilight Princess with being able to just switch on and off between Link and a wolf whenever you want to. Okay, and with that, it's time to head in and meet our maker. Well, hopefully not meet our maker. Actually, I've realized that's kind of bleak. That lock looks very out of place on that door. Oh. I really like the introductions to areas. I feel like it's a really good tone setter. Here we are, not in the Fire Temple, we're in the Earth Temple, oddly enough. This one's actually just straight up called the Earth Temple, it's not called the, doesn't have a unique name, like Skyview Temple. We got a nice dungeon theme again, though. Again, the temples in this game are very much temples, but they do have a pretty strong sense of identity. As you can tell, they already have like these very unique patterns and architecture running through them, and also elephants. It kind of gives off between this and a little bit of the music, kind of gives off, I want to say Indian? A little bit of India vibes, maybe? Could be completely misplacing all of that. Might just be just extracting things that I know I've seen in other forms of media, taking that as fact, which is oops. My partner's gone missing and those red guys are everywhere. I never should have come here. Oh, it's you again. Come all this way in search of your friend, eh? That reminds me, before I came in here, I saw a weird-looking blonde girl get dragged away. But don't even dream about going to the rescue. These bad guys are everywhere. If you want to live again one day, you should head home, pal. I'm not gonna do that. Said his friend's in trouble too. Sorry, bud. I ain't about that. Oh. It's interesting, the Kikwis couldn't find their friends out of fear. The Magmas doesn't seem motivated to find his friend, or to find their friends out of self-preservation. Out of simply, it seems like they're less afraid, and they're more so just not wanting to risk it. The Kikwis were just afraid, right? Oh, you know what? Real quick, let me check and make sure I know what all we can get here. Oh, wow. So first off, the page for this dungeon is very small. But also, most important, thing to note is that there is no no heart piece. No heart piece to get, just the heart container at the end. Oh, look at Link. Oh, he's not doing well in this heat. I like how Link is super expressive. I don't know if Link has been this expressive since Wind Waker, honestly. Obviously in cutscenes and stuff, the Links always get a certain amount of self-expression, but this one in particular, something I'm gonna want to make note of, or that we should definitely make note of. Seems like this place has had better days. Presumably, maybe this place wasn't always filled with lava? Hard to say, though. Yeah, it seems like temples are like, I mean, temples have always occasionally had like strong theming, well, either strong theming or strong ties to like other cultures and stuff. This one seems a little, we'll see that more definitely later on. I don't know if this temple has any strong ties to any one place necessarily. I would personally be unable to pinpoint exactly what culture exactly would have these specific types of architecture in their works or in their temples or whatever. Although that depiction in the distance of a sort of goblin or demon of sorts, that feels very much like a something you would see in Chinese, in Chinese myth, right? Like ogres and stuff. Master, I'm detecting new enemies ahead. They appear to be creatures of very significant physical ability. Call me. I will then share data I have on that enemy. Oh. Of course, I'm hearing that. Oh yeah, we got Lizalfos now. This unmistakable monster is equipped with an arm guard made of hard iron. Great physical prowess makes it difficult to predict its movements. You will need to anticipate the direction of its arm guard to successfully land an attack on the exposed angle. You have defeated 0 of this enemy type. I am unable to analyze your battle performance rating with this opponent due to insufficient data. Oh, I forgot. She gives you ratings and stuff after you judge based off of fights you have with enemies. Oh yeah, I forgot. You gotta go slow with these guys. Here's the thing. I do really like the Lizalfos design in this game. I like how they're completely different. They're not just more enemies with freaking swords, with swords and shields. Like the other depictions, they have their own thing going on. I like that they have like a flail melded onto their tails basically now. I like the massive arm guard. It gives them a very unique look. Yeah, the design of these statues and stuff make me feel like it's a little, oh. Okay, so we can add defiling temples onto the list of degenerate things that Link does in this game. Although I don't really know who these temples are for necessarily. Oh, the ball. Okay, so the balls are a little strange. You can fall off of them if you push in one direction a little too long. You know what? Yeah, I noticed when we got back, we got a shield unequipped. Wow, there was only one heart piece to get in between the last area and this one, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, nothing to do there yet. Don't have to be worrying about missing out on any important items, though, I suppose. Okay, can I not be leaning on the edge of this thing so far? Oh, wait, Link! When you pick up a bomb, even if you're holding the stick in an opposite direction, you just move forward. It's kind of wild. Whoa. Holy crud, Link. Link, buddy. You gotta figure it out, my dude. Oh, it's falling off the other side. Keeps falling off. Hold the phone. Hey, if you look, Link takes these like kind of wide. When you turn left and right, try to turn around. It takes like, if you turn to the left or right first, it takes like these kind of like little roundabout turns. That's not gonna work. Oh, it landed right. Crud. I need to stop pulling these. I'm just pulling these like willy-nilly. It's pretty bad. There we go. Come on. Yeah. I'm surely getting myself killed. No, don't fall off. You were the only thing in there. Gosh dang it. Freaking so much of this of this area, inside and outside. Wait, well, inside this dungeon and outside of this dungeon is just lava. Nothing but lava to freaking toss things into. Oh, free materials is always good, though. Yeah, you have to kind of like stop and readjust to make sure Link isn't tumbling off. There you go. Blast, I must have dropped it earlier. Hey, nice timing, pal. It's me, Led. You showing up here must have been... Oh, must mean we're connected somehow. You know, like fate or something. Anyways, do me a favor, get my bomb bag, okay? I was behind that rock looking for treasure when those creeps showed up. I panicked and hit the road, but it looks like I dropped it. It's a bag for carrying around bomb flowers. Can't imagine not having one. Oh, hey, I guess I don't have to imagine, because I lost mine. Anyway, it's back there. Do me a favor and get my bomb bag back, will ya? Oh, right, you can't tunnel. So you can't get back there. Should be able to blow your way up there if you have the bomb flower. Why don't you start by seeing if there are any bomb flowers in the area? Why don't you start by seeing if there's any bomb flowers in the... If you know how you could get back, well, you can dig back there. Oh, because he's afraid of monsters. Right. They're not fighters. Oh, I wonder if you just alternate which side, because they go to block the side that you hit them last, right? So maybe that just works every time? Flick it in opposite directions each time? It's interesting. Actually, that's an interesting detail, because in the beginning of the game... Oh, hold on. Boop. Punch the 6 of your hearts. If you put it in your bottle, it will automatically... Yeah. Run to your aid, automatically run out of hearts. Nice. Not bad. Yeah, so in the beginning, when it's showing it says that the goddess moved the remaining humans. up onto a chunk of land and sent it up into the sky, right? But then she stayed on the surface and fought with all of the races who were left behind, right? And clearly, I don't know if you noticed, but it showed the Kikwis, and it showed the Magmas as well. But I guess over time, however long it's been, over time, they just have not... they're inexperienced when it comes to combat. Here's the thing, I couldn't imagine Kikwis fighting in any kind of war. I could imagine these guys being useful in a war, although the ones we've met haven't seemed like fighters. But I guess that's an important sort of detail, is that these people aren't, none of these people are fighters. Somebody like Link coming along, equipped the way he is, it's almost like the fact that the human outcrop who did not stay behind to fight the Demon Lord and all the demons that came with him. It's almost like the humans over time have become more able and more capable with fighting, even though they don't live lifestyles where they'd have to fight at all. You'd think everybody down here on the surface would have more situations where they'd have to fight. I mean, just out of like, just in order to protect themselves, not even necessarily fighting like any sort of battles or wars. Okay, let's see how. Oh, I love the freaking winding up the arm. We got a new thing. We got lizard tails. You literally just cut off. It's their entire tail. It just poofs off of them, which is pretty hardcore. Oh. I think they drop one every time too. I think that was a unique mini-boss song compared to the Stalfos that we fought. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, they pulled from a lot of different cultures with the music for each place. Got the bomb bag though, nice. I love... They gave a lot of the enemies and a lot of the things a lot of personality in this game. Definitely a lot more than in Twilight Princess, I will say. Enemies feel pretty like mindless in Twilight Princess. In this game, though, like knocking the moblins off of buildings, that's watching them tumble down stuff, watching them drop rocks on themselves. There's so much like there's so much goofiness to all of it, like cartoon antics. But like the situation like this, when these two, the reason I like these depictions of Lizalfos? Yeah, the Lizalfos, so much is they seem a lot more, they come across as more sentient rather than just bestial. Like one walking up and like freaking winding up its arm, stretching out its arm, the other one like punching its hand in its fist. I don't know, it's just like, it's really fun. Oh, the description actually said, see if Led will let you borrow this. You might need this. Anything else to do in this room? I don't think so. But yeah, already got the dungeon item. Who would have thought it would have been bombs? Hey, you found my bomb bag. Sorry to put you through that. I guess I owe you one now. So let me have it. What's this now? You want to borrow it so you can go deeper into the volcano. Oh right, you're looking for your friend. You sure have put yourself out there getting this far. That reminds me, how's my pal doing? Well, he is gone, but he is worried. He's worried? About me? What kind of pal am I putting him through that? You must be worried too, not knowing if your friend's dead or alive. I'm not letting you borrow my bag, though. Nope, I'm giving it to you. Just don't blow yourself up. like how they do it again. Now you really got the bomb back. Led was kind enough to give it to you, so make sure you take good care of it. Now you got my bomb back. Go find your friend. Thanks, Led. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been set on fire when you're fighting bad guys? Yeah. Do yourself a favor and put the fire out quickly, or... Oh, and never ever pull out a bomb when you're covered in flames. Trust me on that. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Hold up. Forgot to tell you something. No one mean that bag's probably empty, so let me give you a little something to get you started. Oh. Well, thanks, Lud. If you run out of bombs, just find some more and fill the bag back up. Whenever you've got a bomb flower, press B to put in the bag. Don't forget, the bag can hold up to 10, so if you run across bomb flowers, be sure to fill the bag. Yeah, it's a very, very small bag this time around, but unlike the other games, which the name of the game, like the name of the game was Excess, this game is very much... this game is very much like very much works in very small amounts of stuff. Like you're never going to need like 99 bombs in your bag. Not that you ever really needed that much of any of that stuff in Wind Waker or Twilight Princess. Well, in Wind Waker, bombs had usage as a cannon for your cannon, which made them they were basically ammo. Ow. Screw you, bat. Seriously? Screw you, man. Oh, my heart. I want the heart. Oh, tragedy. Oh, the misery. Every single person is my enemy. I jumped down. We've been pretty screwed up, I'm gonna be honest. You take... I mean, like... You start with more hearts, but you take a beating in this game. Everything does like a full heart of damage. Which means we're basically working with like half the health that we normally would have at any given moment. Good heavens. Oh, they don't light now until... That's nice. I don't know why I thought they just automatically lit. Oh, criminy. We're doing pretty bad. We have a fairy in case we need it. No. Your hearts have decreased dramatically. Replenish some of your life at the earliest opportunity. Thank you, Fee. I am painfully aware. Where'd the rock at? Well, that thing's, Will this grass give me rocks? No, I don't think anything gives you hearts. No, please. Oh, the fire hurt me. Wow. When's the last time we've actually gone down and needed to use a fairy of some kind? We actually just died right there because the fire hurt me. I mean, I can't do anything when I'm on a rock. It's kind of messed up. They shoot things, like they shoot you with fire, it lights you on fire, and then you can't put yourself out when you're on the rolling pin, so you just have to take more damage. You take 1 full heart of damage, and then I think it at least ticks once or twice after. So you're at least taking 1.5, if not 2 hearts of damage, which is pretty brutal. Yeesh, there we go. Did we need to push the other side as well? I'm not sure. That chest just had a blue feather in it, right? Yikes, well, note to self, I need to be much more careful, that's for sure. Oh, I almost forgot to say, yeah, in order to fuel this dungeon adventure, as per usual, I have a boba. Got green tea with lychee in it. So it's a lychee flavor. Which I don't really know what lychee is, but it is all over the place. It did not pierce it. It did not pierce it all the way through. What do I do? Yikes, okay. Criminy. I had to change shirts. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm being civil, I'm being proper. I'm a full-grown man who does not make a mess and spit up all over himself. Not that you could prove it, anyways. A rupee. I mean, putting ones at the beginning of areas like that, it's essentially just replacing pots at that point, right? Like, I don't know if we can knock this stuff back or if it even matters. Yeah, going back and forth between one type of slash and the others, it seems to kind of work. Right. Do we have more than one floor? There's only 2 more chests in it, though. That seems like another pretty short dungeon. It's only 1 floor, too. Kind of strange. It's the only thing in here? Hold on, let me check something. Yeah, no. Only the... That's it, yeah. 2 more chests, that's all there is left to get in the dungeon. Now it's just about getting to the end, I guess. Very odd design choice. You know, you do... I mean, granted, the areas are also linear, So you're only going to experience them in one way every time, right? Which I suppose means you could essentially think of this. They feel more like levels, like actually like levels instead of just zones, if that makes sense. In which case, it kind of ends up feeling like, well, okay. So you have oh, there was a hole up there. I understand. I see. Very weird. Most of this dungeon is just this one room, right? It's kind of strange. So like you could imagine like this, like, oh, Elden is World 2. And then outside of the dungeon, everything outside of the dungeon, the Elden Volcano, that's like 1-1. I mean like 2-1, and then inside the dungeon is 2-2. It's like this is the second level of World 2, basically, right? It's kind of strange. Was I wrong? Is it? I guess it wasn't a hole. Looked like there was a hole. Strange. There was a hole there. It's the name of a song from Silent Hill. Don't know the context for that, just know that that's what it is. Oh, duh. We could pull out bombs while we're on the rock. So dumb. I just sort of assumed it was going under the typical game logic of, hey, while you're doing a crazy, wacky, fun thing, you can't do anything else. Screw you. Ugh. Thank you very kindly. I was gonna say, don't be a chew jelly, please. Have mercy on me. Man, I'm still baffled that I actually died. Even though, I mean, I didn't really. Like, I got the fairy for that purpose, but like, I did run out of health. That is, there's no mistake in that. Ugh, all the lava everywhere. It makes it impossible to pick up anything after killing people. Plus, when you kill people, they go flying. It's crazy. Ugh. You're turning too when you're... See, when I pull out a bomb, like, when you pull out a bomb, your turning suddenly becomes, like, massive. Your turn radius. Maybe when I kill the bats, I need to aim down or up instead of left and right, because left and right, they go flying, like, way into the abyss. That's fine, screw you. Oh, I thought it was being clever by blowing up that wall. Everything flies away so fast. When you hit stuff, everything goes flying so far. So we're getting some use out of the bug. Oh. They chased the beetle. I didn't even know they would acknowledge the beetle. That's funny. sick. Oh, please. I just wanted you to die. Alright. Oh yeah, okay, so I guess in a way you sort of if you telegraph your moves too much, the enemies block you, right? You can't just spam an attack from the right over and over and over again, or also just keep blocking you that way. So like you just kind of gotta throw out like different combinations of moves. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, they kind of stop you from being as spammy as you could possibly be. Okay, I'm back in. Had to pause for a sec because something hit me wrong today. 2 days of fajitas has ruined my body. Your boy is dying. Go get this guy. Go get this guy. I wonder what those guys are called. I should see, because we actually have a partner who will tell us now. Midna didn't have an option of telling us, of like looking at enemies, right? I don't think so. I feel like that would have come up. Oh, okay, so the burning does another half out of damage. Okay, alright. And all that just to get around here and hit the other side of this thing. Die, die, die. Ugh. Lizardful's Coon. You know what, really quick? Lizalfos, not Lizarlfos. What was throwing me off was I thought there was an R in there, and I don't know if you've noticed it by now. I can't say those. At least I can't say those correctly. For my analysis shows that your battle performance rating at the end is standard. Okay, well, rude. You know, back up. I want that tail. I'm gonna have to be more mindful of where enemies are facing. I want to get more materials. I'd like to have a stockpile so I don't have to worry about that ever. Not that I imagine I'd be doing too much upgrading. I went through most of the game in my original playthrough without having to upgrade too much stuff, so we'll see though. Whoops. Almost died. That's what that was. Oh, it was an eyeball. That's spooky. Neato. Oh yeah, hold on. Didn't even notice. I will say the scale, the size and scale of the environments are pretty cool. And not to mention, the interconnectedness of like they're more like large zones instead of individual rooms, which I do appreciate. I think that's a cool aspect of them, of the dungeons this time around. Although, I mean, I will say it is just sort of a shame to see another one-floor dungeon that is no bigger and no more extensive than the first one we went to. Not bad by any means. I think I enjoy the area leading up to this dungeon more than I enjoy the dungeon itself, probably. I think that's safe to say. Although, oh, you know what? I just remembered something though that is actually really cool. It's really weird they just put amber relics around. Like put them in a pot or something, or put them in the ground. You replaced pots with like holes to dig up for this area, basically. Might as well put stuff in them. Besides like a couple of rubies in our heart every so often. Oh. Nice try. Oh, I've got to press sprint before I jump down the hole. Oh, they fill back up. Big yikes. Ooh. Okay. Nice you don't have to switch over to bombs to store them. That is actually a nice touch. Again, I know I sound like fairly negative a lot of the time for well, I've been sounding negative a lot frequently for this game. I want you to know it's not because I don't like the game. I really like the game. That's why I sound so negative. Because it's like oh, that's like where you want to aim, that little torn up spot right there, huh? Or not. Dang. Cut. Okay, you really have to like just hold this as far off as you can. Oh, well, no, that's not gonna go nearly far enough. Can I light this? I can't light this ahead of time, can I? Oh, it got caught on something good. That'll do it. Nice. That was a little embarrassing how many times it took, but this is another interesting. Oh yeah, I got a lot of dragon imagery too, so I guess it's more. I'm feeling more Chinese. I think Chinese with the sort of ogre depictions, right? That's more of a Chinese thing than a Japanese mythos kind of a thing, right? I could totally be wrong about that. But then again, like with the depiction of the dragons here too, I think that like that's another thing that makes me feel like it's supposed to be a Chinese inspired. Actually, maybe a lot of the dungeons are inspired with that kind of have a lot of that kind of symbology and stuff in them too. Maybe. Yeah, I will say yeah, but like like moments like this, walking in here and seeing a giant dragon's head with lava spewing out of it, it's cool. It's the kind of moments that I feel like you do kind of like. It's moments like that that I do feel like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess lack a little bit. Twilight Princess had like the Gerudo Desert. Again, Twilight Princess's dungeons I still think are the strongest for sure. Oh, this is a pretty cool. Oh, I forgot about this. This is a pretty cool segment. Yeah, you know, I think this game, I think what this game does, and what it does well in the way it designs things, is moments like this, right? So the dungeon is, I mean, like, look, this room is a track with a chest at the end, right? Leading, it doesn't look like much. So, like, design-wise, very simple, very straightforward, basically just a straight line going through the whole thing. It's like you go here, like here's your hallway. You got room over here, rooms over here, hallway. That's the whole dungeon. There's no floors or anything, right? So, where I think the game actually shines, though, is it tackles dungeons and areas in the same way that it tackles the story, which is, yeah, everything's a lot more linear, everything's a lot more straightforward, a lot more contained, and to the point. But because they're guiding you through an experience, they can set up moments like this, where you see this dragon head spewing lava in the distance. You walk around here up this curved thing, and then boom, they reveal this. And this is a moment, right? They don't have... Instead of focusing, because what they lack in the freedom of exploration, and they make up for in self-discovery, they make up for in discovering these moments. And whether or not one way or the other way is better is really neither here nor there. Oh, just a goddess plume sitting on the floor. Kind of strange. What is a goddess plume? That it would just be sitting on the temple floor like that. Now, this is something I do think is cool. Boss keys being sculptures that like are handcrafted and like have something to do with the temple. I actually wish they would have done that more, because getting a unique boss key in the other games is always really cool. You know, I will say, you can do both. You can set up big moments like this while still having an extensive, more complex dungeon. That has a lot of stuff to figure out, a lot of nuance, that has a little bit more nuance to it, and things to figure out and discover on your own as you play through it. Because just look at Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time had that like old style dungeon design where you might have to walk through rooms multiple times over if you don't know the game inside and out. You might have to walk through the rooms multiple times over to try to figure things out, figure out exactly what you need to be doing. But then they would still hit you with some really interesting moments, like going into the Forest Temple and walking into a room and it's outside and you're in a courtyard suddenly. Or the Water Temple, walking into the mini-boss room and it being a giant reflective misty lake with one tree in the center. Or the Desert Temple, walking into the room with a giant statue with multiple arms that you had to solve a puzzle for. We will end up walking there multiple times. The whole Shadow Temple is an experience. Like walking on the ship and having to fight all the way to the end. Walking into basically a giant cavern filled with guillotines and traps. Having to knock down a pillar to get across a gap instead of like unlocking some sort of like man-made structure. You had to like make a path to the end yourself. Ocarina of Time, now that I look back on it, was very good, and also by extension, Majora's Mask as well. Was really good. Both of those games were very good at giving you these moments while still having that freedom of exploration alongside it. So it's not impossible to do both. I think that's why this game has it. I would consider the way they designed this game a shortcoming on its part. Not because it's bad, but just because we've been shown already throughout the series that you can do both. You can have spectacle mixed with large scale exploration, you know? But moments like this are really good. Got to get a little Indiana Jones. We are a temple. We are exploring temples. Ooh. A little close though. Fun little moment, for sure. Fun little moment at the end of the temple. Let's see. How... I'm curious. I'm gonna look at the time it took to record. 13 minutes plus how long? The first part of this was 40 minutes, so about an hour. I mean, when you think about that compared to the usual like 2 hours it takes me. Now here's the thing, I'm not like a pro gamer, right? But as the games have gone on, I make pretty steady progress in the temples, I would say. They still take me at least 2 hours usually. Oh, I like this detail though. It's a little thing where you like, you sit there and you're like, wait, what? Oh my gosh, I also like this too. It like coming into view in the mist behind it. That's pretty cool. Oh. There we go. I like how the track transitions from man-made structure to just actual rib cage and bone, signifying that these dragons may have just been an actual thing. Master, I detect Zelda's aura in the surrounding area. I detect an especially strong reaction from this chain. I calculate the probability Zelda was bound by it recently at 95%. I surmise Zelda was somehow able to escape and proceed along this path. I suggest we continue with all possible speed. The disturbing idea of just, I mean, I love, this is a small thing, but it is an important thing. Walking in here and having Fee very coldly tell you that Zelda was sitting here at some point, bound in chains, sitting here alone. It is an unnerving thought, especially considering she is no longer here. I think it is little things like that, little details like that, leaving that imagery behind you. You know, having that imagery, like setting that imagery in your head. Little things like that add a lot to the to that sort of carrot on a string sort of motivation that they have set up in this game. But we're always one step behind. Oh, it's you. Let me see. No, that's not it. This is so very embarrassing, but I seem to be at a loss for your name. Not that it matters, really. To tell you the truth, I'm feeling a bit frustrated. Right now, I just need someone to vent to. I heard my underlings had finally captured the Spirit Maiden, so of course I rushed over here. What can I say? I was excited, flustered even. But what did I find when I arrived? That agent of the goddess. She had once again. You see, what I'm trying to say is, I must have the Spirit Maiden in order to resurrect my master. I must have her. I got a little carried away there, didn't I? I don't deal well with complications to plans I've laid out so carefully. It's a character flaw of mine. Ah, but something good can still come from this day. I've had all this bottled up anger smoldering inside me, and now I can release it. There's someone special I'd like you to meet. Oh, don't be shy. I need to vent all this unhealthy anger, and your agony is such a great stress reliever. It won't take more than a few moments with my friend before you're charred to a satisfying crisp. Let me tell you, that will put a spring in my step. I love the reveal that this rock that seemed like just another thing in our path is the boss. Is it the most interesting design? No. I freaking love it though. And this is a pretty fun boss fight, all things considered. Whoa. Oh, yikes. Need to remove more of that rock before we can do anything about it. Gonna be running out of, Oh, oh. Oh, crud. Oh, I see. I'm gonna stack more of these in our bag because we need them. Oh, we got blown up twice because my other bomb was down there already. Ooh, I timed that perfectly. All right. I do also like the reveal that he actually has, like, horns. It's oddly hard to hit his eye. I don't know why. Seems like your sword just goes straight through it. Oh crud, please. Oh. Buddy, fun. Mess that up. Oh, okay. Oh, can I still hit him with a bomb? I bet I can. Oh, whoops. There we go. Hanging on to this last one. So I can throw it in his mouth. I think the problem is locking on to it. I actually need to go up to get more bombs though. Yo, thanks. There we go. Nice. Oh. He explodes and give him his magic. You can see his magic effect as a remnant. All in all, not a bad boss fight. Maybe he's supposed to use stabs instead. One more heart container. Getting hearts a lot slower than usual, although we did start with a lot more, so that kind of makes sense. I feel like, before we move on, because there's going to be more things to talk about, but I want to briefly mention, I feel like Girahim is successful in all the ways Zant isn't. Zant is a name you hear often, but you never really feel his presence until the second half of Twilight Princess. And even then, it's very brief, and you don't really get a feel for his true personality until the fight with him, which is a shame because Zant's true personality makes him feel amazing after the fact, right? But then again, he kind of gets shafted in the tail end of the game because Ganondorf takes over. However, we just learned from Girahim in this conversation that what he's trying to do with Zelda is resurrect somebody else. So even though... So we have another situation where the antagonist that we're being confronted with throughout the game is presumably not the main person who's going to be a problem. But they're upfront with that. So we know... So, like, we're prepared for that right off the bat, unlike in Twilight Princess, where Ganondorf is mentioned halfway through the game, but we don't know that he's going to be the end bad guy until after we kill Zant, and then we find, oh, Ganondorf, by the way, he just took over Hyrule Castle. Sorry. Sorry, just figured that out, sorry. And then Ganondorf sort of takes over that game. But having him be the first boss encounter, and having like just a one-on-one sword fight with him, fantastic. Him catching your sword, him using all these tricks, teleporting, running it, like sprinting in at like blinding speed that you have to like use your parry. It makes you use everything, all your basic combat moves that you've learned up to this point, right? And then having him show up again to be the preface this fight, even though it's not a fight against him, it's still a fight that he causes. And having him get to talk to you more, you feel his presence throughout this game because he actually shows up along the way. He's chasing after the same person you're chasing after. So this game sort of becomes a race where both you and Girahim are one step behind Zelda at any given moment, and you're both doing everything you can to try to get her. it makes, yeah, the whole game kind of feels like a race. I never thought about it that way, but it's very interesting. It adds a lot more tension to it. It adds a lot more urgency and a lot more, again, that motivation factor of giving you a strong motivation for continuing on and seeing what's going to happen next. You know, again, it plays into the fact that this game is a lot more story driven. So like, every time you make it to the end of an area, make it to the end of a dungeon, you're going to get more story, which is something you didn't necessarily always feel in other Zelda games. In other Zelda games, it was very much like, okay, on to the next, right? But we keep being confronted with new characters, and we keep being confronted with Girahim and getting more of a feel for what he wants. Now we know what his goal is. He calls himself the Demon Lord, but yet he's trying to revive somebody he refers to as Master, which is interesting. And getting more for his like erratic behavior. You can tell he has like this calm exterior that he keeps up, but he has like a very quick temper. And we've seen what his tempo can do. So it's very interesting. Yeah, I really like the setup for this game. It's very satisfying to get to the end of every single area and to see what happens next. It keeps you on your toes, which is not necessarily something I can say for a lot of the other Zelda games. Even Majora's Mask kind of loses its urgency when you can just teleport back to the first day whenever you want, you know? But Zelda should just be right on the other side of this door. Time for one of my favorite cutscenes. You cannot go to him, you Grace. Remember what we discussed. Restrain yourself. Focus on the task at hand. You do all of this, you get this far, we finally are fast enough to get to the end and see Zelda finishing her part in all of this. And then for some reason she turns away and says, "I'm sorry, I have to go." The look on both of their faces, and they're both running to each other, you think it's going to be this heartfelt reunion, and then they take it out, they take it away from you. They pull the rug right out from under you. It's the thing you've been waiting for. It took you far too long to get here. Looking at you, I fear the goddess is mistaken in her choice of agents. If this failure is any indication, you have no hope of defending her grace from those who seek to assail her. Do my words anger you, boy? I love this dialogue here. I love this moment. So first off, if it's not abundantly clear by all of the iconography on her, this is a Sheikah, or would presumably be some sort of long distant ancestor of a Sheikah. I love that something you feel as you carry on in the game. You feel like you're always one step behind her, but then they let you feel that for 2 full areas. Oh, I'm like keep hearing about Zelda. She's like, oh, she's always like right here. She was just here. She's always gone by the time I make it to the end. And then they actually do something interesting. They confront you with that feeling that you've been getting as you've been playing the game. They confront you with that reality. If I had not come when I did, your Zelda would have already fallen into the hands of the enemy. Now we know... Now, is this fair to state so plainly? Is it fair to blame Link for that? Perhaps not. We've already been told by somebody else that... We've already been told that this process is being warped by Girahim. That Zelda was not supposed to have arrived here the way she did. That things have been thrown off, and that us not being with her, is not the way things were supposed to have been. But regardless of that, the fact of the matter is, and I think the importance of this moment, the importance of this character telling us this, speaking to us in this way, the fact that do my words sting, let them. That's the importance of it. Because the fact of the matter is, regardless of what things have been set in motion that have prevented us from getting to Zelda, prevented us from protecting Zelda, the fact of the matter is, we have not protected Zelda. We have not been with her. We have not protected her. We have failed to do that every step of the way, because we have always been one step behind her. Because if you notice, every time we make it to the end of one of these temples, who's there before us? It's Girahim. Never mind the fact that Zelda has to go through each area filled with his minions. The very fact that Girahim is always waiting at the end of every single temple means that we are lagging behind even more so than it seems like we are initially. But to make it to the end of this, to see Zelda finally after all this time, only to have her immediately turn away from us and say that she has to go for reasons we don't know, we don't understand. To have all of this happen, and then to be told that we have failed, that the goddess was wrong to pick us. We have failed as an agent of the goddess. A responsibility that we didn't ask for, that we've been saddled with. We did not ask for it. And that we have failed to protect the one person we want to protect the most. After having to watch her walk away without another word. It's brutal. When I revisited this game when this remaster originally came out, I had totally forgotten about this dialogue right here, and it's become one of my favorite scenes in the game. Across all the Zelda games, to be completely honest. It shakes you up a little bit. Makes you, it's one of those scenes that kind of gets, like, even you as a player kind of gets under your skin, because you're sitting here thinking, well, what the heck else was I supposed to be doing, right? Like, what could I have even done? Why are you, because it's literally, watch Link get roasted after everything that because, again, this is Zelda's legend. But we're seeing this unfold from Link's perspective. We know what Link has been through. But Zelda and this character, but what Link has been through does not matter to this character. This character only cares about making sure that Zelda finishes her duty. That's the interesting thing about watching these events unfold from Link is that we get to see is that we are saddled with the knowledge of what Link has gone through, and then we are confronted with the fact that ultimately nobody else cares. Like no, it doesn't matter to anybody else, because that's not the important part. The important part is what Zelda's doing. It's good. I like this dialogue. To do my words sting, let them, furthering that motivation for both you as a player and for Link as a character. Yeah, see? The truth of it is you were late. You were late, and you failed to protect her. I sent Zelda ahead to learn more of the fate in which she is destined to play a part of. Listen well, Chosen One. If you wish to be helped to her grace, you must summon a shred of courage and face the trials laid out before you. Only when you've conquered the trials will you be of use to Zelda. No sooner. Am I understood? It's a great moment. I think I will be taking me a ferry, thank you very much. And the scoop. Wait, what? Water. It's just normal water, but it might come in handy sometime. Oh, hold on. Ooh. You don't have an empty bottle. Oh, because I just put water in it. I didn't know you could scoop up water. I guess that shouldn't surprise me. You can scoop up water in every other game. Sick. Since, as we've seen, dying is very much an option for us in this game. Yeah, I love that. The fact of the matter is you were late. You were late and you failed to protect her. Everything that Link has been geared to do since Zelda disappeared, everything that he's been rushing to go and be able to do is to protect her, is in an effort to protect her. Link, who before these events were set into motion, sounded like a character who had no motivation to try so hard at anything. The moment Zelda's gone, he becomes a completely different person. It's like night and day change, right? And then just to be told, you get this far, everything he's been through, everything that we have been with him through, and you're told, and he's told, you failed. When has any Link been told in such a way that they have completely failed in what they are doing? Links are only ever typically given praise and thanks and are commended for their efforts even when they do actively fail. Even when Wind Waker Link fails, the King of Red Lion says, "Oh, you know what, kid? I might have jumped the gun a bit on having you go try to fight an ancient evil man after getting a fancy sword real fast." But this is the first time. I think this is what's interesting, is that this is the first time Link is challenged by another character. His efforts and the first time that his efforts and his attempts to fulfill his destiny, his ability to is challenged and questioned by another character. Links are always always expected for great things. People always think, the other characters always think that Link can accomplish what he sets his mind to. This is the first time a character took one look at Link and said, "Yeah, no, the goddess got it wrong. You know, my god, the person that I praise and serve and am in service of, I think she got it wrong." Like that's an intense accusation coming from somebody whose name we don't even know. We don't even know who that person is. Not a look of satisfaction, unlike the first temple. Kind of just a look of indifference, almost. Master, I have a message written in the language of the gods of old. Allow me to translate for you. From the edge of time I guide you, the one destined to carry out the goddess's mission. Spirit maiden who descended from the clouds has passed through the earth spring and makes her way to a fated place. The parched desert of Lineru, that is where the chosen will pass through the gate of time into a distant world. Gate of time. Wouldn't be the first time we've screwed with some time travel. Heck yeah, baby, let's go! The weathered surface of this heavy stone tablet feels very old. Another thing that I think is important to note that I've been thinking of is the perspective. I mean, it's everything in this game. I mentioned it before, how pushed in the camera is, how everything is proportioned. Everything feels very much closer up. But it's not just closer up in gameplay and in camera work. I would say that this is the first time where they make the most effort in this game to show you Link's personal reactions and emotions during moments. His look of quiet anger and frustration after Impa leaves. Oh, spoilers. Okay, it is Impa. That's her name. Who'd have thought that the Sheikah character in the game would be some play on Impa? Oops. When that woman leaves, the look of, but then they linger after Fee gives us our next objective. They linger on Link for a moment, and they show what he's thinking about, and what he's feeling and what he's thinking about, which is something that the games rarely ever do, unless it's in response directly to something that somebody else is saying or doing. They never stop and hold on Link to show how he feels about something after the fact, after a conversation. But even during conversations, during moments, they show Link's reactions and his feelings towards things. And I think another interesting thing to note is, I think that was the second time in Impa's dialogue right there. I think that was the second time that we were told that we must muster up a shred of courage to move forward. Because another thing that this game does that the other games rarely do, I think, is it shows that Link is frightened of things. More so than we usually ever see, right? It shows Link the first time he sees Girahim, and Girahim walks right up behind him and freaking flicks his tongue at him like a snake, and Link backs up and it's like his breathing, you can see his breathing quicken as he's frightened of this being that he's never seen anything like this man before. And then also, when he's about to walk up the stairs, run after Zelda, and Impa looks at him, gives him a death stare, and he stops in his tracks. Links rarely ever, like, are halted to such a degree. Like we never see true fear in a Link. That's not immediately followed by some sort of determination or a resolution, you know. So I think it's interesting to note that like, as far as like what the true meaning of courage is, acting despite fear, this Link for sure demonstrates it in droves. It's just interesting to see that but it's just interesting to see overall how much focus there is on putting Link's thoughts and feelings on display for us to make note of. It's what helps his character. It's what makes him feel a lot more fleshed out as an individual character. As like, he is a character in the story. He's not just an avatar for us to take hold of. And that's interesting to see. Okay. I thought maybe the Magmas might be around to give us a to speak to us one last time, but it would seem the Magmas are nowhere to be seen. I guess they don't care about us, and they don't care about if we found our friend, and I guess that's okay too. Oh well. If I do find them, I think I will look for them. But other than that, that is all we got for this episode. Hey, if you liked this, then make sure to hit the thumbs up, or the thumbs down. You know, thumbs up if you like, or dislike. Thumbs down if you like or dislike. Do whatever you feel like, you know? Flip a coin and choose that way. If I don't freaking care. If you want to see more things in the future, though, you can always subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified of things in the future. Always leave a comment letting me know how much you hate how much I pause and ramble. To which I would say, why the heck are you here then? That's like 90% of what I do on these videos is pause and ramble. But yeah, we'll be moving on to a whole new place, Lanayru. I think we already know that that's going to be a bit of a desert, surely. And with that, we're actually caught up to pretty much exactly where I was when I quit the game, when I stopped playing originally. I had just made it to the next area, so we're just about there, just about caught up to where I was before. Alright, next episode, we'll probably be doing some side quests, but we may just, depending on how quick they go by, we may actually be able to go straight to the desert in the next episode. We'll see. Yeah. Otherwise, make sure you be kind, don't be afraid to change your mind, and I'll see you next time. So I can't figure out where Lead and Cobalt go. or if they go anywhere after the dungeon. I've been wandering around here for like 15 minutes straight now. So, I suppose, like Led said, you go on worrying, not knowing if your friends are dead or alive. Maybe that's just the way it's gotta be. Hopefully we'll see them again someday, though. Someday.